welcome back to the Elizian Aeon, A Higher Perspective. I'm Liz James, your host, and today I want to talk a little bit about grace, giving grace specifically. I'm changing up, I can't be bothered to do all the background. Yeah, lazy. So grace, when we talk about giving grace or being graceful, we're talking about, acting in ways that are not in ways of censoring ourselves, but in giving kindness to others is what I want to say. So the act of forgiveness, for example, is giving grace, and but it's not just giving to other people. It is giving to ourselves at the same time, because when we carry rancor or frustration, anger, vengeance or anything like this, we're actually hurting ourselves in the process. So it's extra karmic baggage that we end up carrying, and ultimately taking on to have to learn more lessons in the future if you subscribe to the idea of karma and dharma. So really what we want to do when we're giving grace, it's not just a kindness to others, it's a kindness principally to ourselves, because the act of actually giving grace, forgiveness, moving on, walking away, letting go, this actually means that we can free ourselves, and we're doing some healing work first to ourselves, because without giving ourselves that grace to let go of things, we can't actually heal. So yeah, some people assume that granting forgiveness, being graceful in situations, especially in abusive situations or where people have taken advantage, that this is some kind of weakness. It's not. It isn't a weakness. Just because somebody has acted unkindly, ungracefully towards you doesn't mean that you have to return that act in the same manner. You can always, each choice that we make each day is a choice. It's a choice how we choose to burden our soul or not, or to let things go. So this is a really big step in any healing process, in self-actualization, in sovereignty. It's learning to act with more grace. There are times that we are frustrated. Sorry about the background noise. They're building a basketball court at the front. There are times that we want to, offload, and we want to defend ourselves. But in defending ourselves, a lot of the times we are subscribing to the notion that we need defending, that as if that's something to normalize, and it's not the case. Those who are acting from a place of trauma or past wounding, or taking it out on other people, they are carrying their own traumas, and they're not giving themselves grace. That's not our path. Our path is to assure that we're focusing on our development, our soul development, and not others. If they choose to act in those ways, then that's not our problem. We can't fix them, right? We can't fix people who don't want to heal. We can give guidance and advice, but we can also, and the main thing that we must do is be examples of the changes that we wish to see in the world. And I believe very much so in this: treat others as you wish to be treated, and that goes down to treating ourselves as we wish to be treated too. Speaking kind words, letting go of the things that don't serve, that only destroy and cause pain and hardships. So grace is very much this: do unto others as you wish to do unto yourself, as you wish to have done to you. That's where it comes from. I mean, I'm doing this series when I'm feeling called to talk about certain topics, but today I didn't script it. I just let it flow naturally. I wrote about this on my blog, about grace as kindness, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that today as a video message, just to reach a wider audience. I'm really focusing on building a better future, not just for myself and my own life, but that of my child and of all the children of the world. As Whitney said, I believe the children are the future. teach them well and let them lead the way. And that's what we have to do. And I know that, and that's part of grace. That's part of acting, speaking, and feeling graceful. There are times that it is very challenging. You know, I will talk a little bit about my personal story for a second, not getting into specific details or anything, but there are so many things that we have to let go of individually, and people around you will tell you that it's weakness, that it is not seeking justice. But giving grace is justice in a sense, because it frees you from the burden of carrying it. We're allowed to feel our rage, our sacred divine rage, but it's how we process that then, because we can't continue holding on to it indefinitely. Grace for me means giving it over to a higher power, to the divine, to source, the universe, God, whatever you prefer to call it. It's removing that justice and judgment from yourself, from your own soul, because the universe will take on that burden for you, or already has a plan in motion to rectify that, whether in this life or the next, or on a different plane of existence altogether. You know, we can't keep living in this eye for an eye mentality. There are dangers around us, of course, in the current model that we live in, but when we don't give grace, we're living in fear. We're acting from the fear frequency, or assuming that this justice won't be done. And that's exactly what grace is. It's saying, I trust in the universe, I trust in the divine plan, I trust in divine timing, and that it is outside of my control. It is in the hands of the universe as to how that justice and that will rectify in the future. And that's what I feel is the message today. So it's not weakness to do that. It's giving us the chance to grow in other areas, to move away, and to trust in the divine plan of all, which is the frequency that we want to be in. We want to be in the love frequency, bringing more of that love frequency down in, and we start with ourselves, and then we can project that out into the universe. Sinking into vengeance and anger, it is helpful for the healing process, but you can't continue to hold on to it. I've been very, very aware for the last 8 years, and over 8 years, the example, how my words, my thoughts and my actions project out, and how that affects others around me. And it isn't easy, I'm not gonna lie. You know, there are days I can't give that much grace. Not even to myself. These are old paradigms that we're breaking down. You know, these are old habits, structures that have helped us get through and survive certain issues and situations. But there's a time of survival, and then there's a time of healing and gracefully living, and that's the step that I'm in at the moment. And I hope, I'm pretty sure many of us are in that right now, and that's what we want to continue moving forward. It's not to let go of the experiences, and not to diminish your experiences or your traumas or issues that happened. It's not to discount it or to pretend that it doesn't matter or it doesn't exist, because it does. It has. But it's also gone. It's part of the past. So the healthiest thing that you can do, eventually, you know, once you process it, once you've overcome and healed parts of yourself and reconciled that within, then giving the grace to give that to others. All right, I hope this message helps and it reaches the right people. Peace, love and light. Namaste.